Hello, this video will provide an overview of the transcript review that I created to track students' graduation status and demographics. If you would like to have a copy of this tool to use in your counseling practice, please email me at TheFlippedSchoolCounselor@gmail.com or click on any of the links on the screen. This video is the first of many in a playlist on how to use, update, and disseminate this document. It can be shared with whomever the user wishes, as well as provides a clear understanding of where the student is academically and graduation-wise. So let's get started and see what is in this document. Starting from the top, I do recommend that school counselors use this document alongside Google Classroom because it can be used as a template for all of your students all at once. And Google will automatically have everything that is listed here for each of the individual students. So for example, after the document is shared and created from the template, it will have the first name and last name, and then it will have transcript review. And so this will be shared with the school counselor, him or herself, as well as with each student individually. So the school counselor will be able to see all of their students' individual documents, and the specific students will only be able to see their own individual document, and they will only be able to have access to it by putting in their username and their password. So other students will not be able to see those transcript reviews of other students. And so, of course, all the information listed in this transcript review is individual to the particular student. So this first part up here on top is the demographic section. So this is where the counselor can click and input all of the information. 9 times out of 10, they usually have to only do this one time. I would probably say in the one-to-one yearly meetings that this part be updated, but the student most likely will not change their name. They definitely won't change their ID, and everything else may or may not change, especially for phone numbers. But this is still a good place to have information, and make sure that you have the most updated information when you do have your mandated yearly meetings with the student. And also, there is a place for the counselor to click to note the educational program of the student. So that is general education if they're an English learner. At my school, they call the special education department the lead department, and so that's why I have lead here. And also there are other identifying factors. So for example, if a student has a 504 plan, or if they are a foster student or a transfer student, and other things, you can just go and select all of those that apply. And also, in another video, I will go over how to make changes and how to actually make changes to what the school counselor can select over here. But this video is just the introduction video. And also, over here on the left-hand side is where the school counselor will be able to indicate the graduation requirements. And so this is very important because the student and the parent, and as well as the CBOs and other support people for the student will be able to see, okay, this is these are the requirements that the student needs for graduation, and then they will be able to compare and contrast that with the actual grades that the student has earned. And speaking of which, over here is where the school counselor will put in the grades that the student has earned. What you see right here is a general skeleton course outline for each of the students in San Francisco Unified School District. So basically all not basically, all ninth graders take an English 1 class. All 10th graders take an English 2 class, and then American Lit and Expository Writing. These are general 11th grade and 12th grade courses. But of course, I will be able to click on here and then see all of the 11th grade English courses that are offered at my school. This is just my particular school. Other schools in San Francisco Unified have other classes, and like I said before, there will be a video on how to make changes to this so that you can have what is necessary for your specific school. But this is a general skeleton for what the graduation process looks like at my particular school. And also down here on the bottom is where all the credits are automatically counted up. So for example, we can just show that the student got an A in PE. Right over here says for this first semester, as we have all first semester and all second semester for each year. So first semester, second semester, and so on and so forth. So first semester of, as we see, freshman year, the student has accumulated 5 credits. And also, we see over here highlighted in red that this is the total amount of credits earned. So this is one way to keep track of the student's graduation status and how many graduation credits that they have earned. There is also a color code pattern to this, because if the student, let's just say, actually we will use English because that is a bit more straightforward. So for English, all students who want to go to, like I said, I'm in San Francisco Unified, so the student wants to go to a UC. Per the A through G requirements, or the UC and the University of California and the California State Universities, or CSUs, per those requirements, all students have got to have a C or better. So therefore, if and when this random 9th grade student received a D for English, that is considered passing according to my district of San Francisco Unified, and that student gets credit. As we see, the student has earned 5 credits. However, this does not give the student credit for the UC and CSU. So this is why it is recommended that the student retake this course, and that's why this class is highlighted in blue. If the student earned an F in the class, the student would not get credit. As you see, there is no credit over here, and total is still 5 credits. So the student will not get credit for graduation, and of course they are not going to get credit in regards to the A through G or the University of California and California State University admission credits. And this does help students when they are looking at and reviewing their transcripts to see that, hey, if there is a letter grade that is not black, then that is something that that does deserve their attention. And also, another major thing about this document and using Google Suites and Google, this is actually Google Sheets, is that the student and in my experience, more likely than not, the counselor will be able to share the individual document with the parents, as well as with representatives from community-based organizations. So all the counselor and student will need to do is just click the share button, and then they can enter in the email address of the person that they are sharing this with. So we would just say mom@gmail.com. That would be the student's mother. Hit enter and then hit send, and then mom will get an email saying that that she can see the document. And one major thing that that you will need to let your students know is that when they do share the document, but like I said, most likely you will be sharing the document, is that you have to go over to this section right here and click on More, and then click anyone with the link can view. You do not at all want to give anyone edit rights to this document. Unfortunately, the students already have edit rights to it, and that's just a thing that I have reported to Google, that it is better that the counselor or the teacher have the edit rights and that the students just have the view rights. But until then, the students do have edit rights, but they, in my opinion, they have never ever touched this document, because they only look at it when you are sitting with them explaining it. And so that is definitely something that you do want to remind the students, that that they are not to make any changes to this document. And also, when you are sharing it with people, you want to make sure that anyone with the link can view it, and then hit save, and then you can go click copy the link and then send it in an email to the parent or to the person who is in the community-based organization supporting the student. And almost lastly, right down here in the bottom is the credit recovery section. So this is where you will sit down with the student and make a plan for how the student is going to recover any credit that they needed. So as we remember, this student got a D and an F in English 1. So therefore, we can just, as we are meeting with the student, write down English 1, which is 9th grade English, and English 1, 2. So English 1-1 is English 1 first semester. English 1-2 is English 1 second semester. And so this was created this way because in my specific district, 9th graders are not allowed to do night school. So therefore, there is only space for them in summer school. And then for next year and all those subsequent years, there is a place for night school. The students can take up to 2 courses at night, and then they can also take Saturday school. So that's why there are three sections. And then the left side is like before. The left side is for fall. The right side is for spring. And in summer school in San Francisco, there's only one summer session, so that's why this has no divisions. And then lastly, there is a section for those counselors who do track the SAT and ACT and the classes, like the preparation classes that students take for that. There is an area for you to add that on. If you do not use that, you can easily just highlight it and then right click on it and either hide it, or you can delete it. But I'm just going to leave this here for right now. And then lastly, you do want to just track to see if the student has shared it with their parents. And when you get that confirmation, then you can either go in and, of course, you can either go in and let me move this over a little bit. So you can go in and change this from no to a yes. It is automatically on no, because the student will not just, by osmosis know to go in and share this with their parent. But after you have had your conversation with the student and done your classroom presentation, then they have the opportunity to share this with the parent, and then the student can go in and say that yes, they have shared it with them via email, or the student can just leave it and that section will say no. And so if you have any questions, definitely feel free to email me at TheFlippedSchoolCounselor@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.